Anyone need a house built by a former pop superstar turned contractor? No idea what I'm talking about? Well, you're about to find out.
Well, the turkey's done.
So's the kitchen.
Well, friends, celebrities get their claim to fame in various ways, and sometimes that one insane role or record can lead to them quitting their careers in the spotlight and moving on to pursue other interests.
You were the chosen one!
And today, we're going to be talking about those celebrities who made the choice to discontinue, or were forced to discontinue, their endeavors in entertainment and music. Before we dive in and discuss, go ahead and click subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you'll never miss out on our future videos. And give this video a thumbs up if your favorite celebrity now works a totally normal job. Let's get to it. In West Philadelphia, born and raised, where are my 90s kids at? The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air inspired an entire generation with its amazing comedy and superb cast.
Uncle Phil, please, do you mind turning the music back on? I'm trying to study.
Every character had their own quirks, and we just loved watching them in all their talented glory. Well, everyone remember the pretentious, super stuck-up daddy's girl Hilary Banks? Duh. Well, the actress who played her, Karen Parsons, is the total opposite of pretentious, since she left her work as an actress to pursue philanthropic endeavors. The irony, right?
Miss Hillary in the kitchen?
She runs a nonprofit, Sweet Blackberry, which helps bring undermined and overshadowed Black heroes into children's lives, which ultimately helps them grow their worldview. She's no longer an actress making us laugh, but has moved on to impacting the world in this super positive way. Speaking of 90s icons, I don't know about you, but I grew up watching Matilda probably 100 times. The movie version was literally almost as good as the original book, which is a very rare feat, and everything about the movie was terrifying and exhilarating and sweet all at the same time. Well, the child actor who played Matilda was also one of the children in Mrs. Doubtfire, one of Robin Williams' classics. Hers was a face we all knew and loved, especially because of how impactful both of those films were. Well, Mara Wilson decided to leave her entertainment endeavors to pursue something a little less public. She has taken on multiple career paths since her days on our screens, but these days she's mostly a writer of novels, nonfiction books, and plays. She even said in an interview that even if the right part seemed to come along for the acting part of her life, writing is her life now, and she doesn't see herself switching back over to her former career. Well, he may have started out as one of 3 teen heartthrobs singing catchy poppy tunes, but one of the Jonas Brothers has since decided to branch off and do his own thing. Yes, friends, we're gonna be answering the question we posed at the very beginning. Kevin Jonas, the oldest of the Jonas Brothers, has managed to pretty much stay out of the limelight since his years of fame as a member of the band with his brothers. Only relatively recently, when all 3 brothers had found their respective wifeys, also all bosses in their own right, that the brothers came back together for their hit song Sucker. But in the years in between, what was Kevin Jonas up to? Well, other than his reality stint on The Real Housewives of New Jersey, he honed his skills as a contractor and worked on building people the home of their dreams. Pretty cool. Everyone remember the classic 1993 film The Sandlot?
Hey girls.
Well, that movie was super duper famous, to say the least, and the same goes for its shining cast. Mark Vitar played Benny, the Jet Rodriguez in the film, and this caused him to rise in popularity solely based on this one acting role. Well, there was never really another role that came along for the actor quite as big as the one he played as a kid in The Sandlot. But he did have a few guest star roles after the film's successful journey. Afterwards, though, he left acting to pursue a completely different career as a firefighter. From actor to firefighter. You wouldn't think that would be most people's choice, but that's why it's so interesting to track the types of decisions these former celebs make later on. Jenny Garth was a household TV name in the 90s for her 10-season stint on Beverly Hills 90210. She was wildly popular on the show and grew to fame along with the series. Well, surprisingly enough, she hasn't continued her roles in the entertainment industry on the forefront of fame like she did a few decades ago. And not unlike many other actors who just can't seem to beat the project that initially made them famous, she turned her attention elsewhere. The actress has left entertainment and moved on to online entrepreneurship. She owns thegiftbox.com, an online subscription-based gift-giving platform. Still a boss, as we see. Friends, what do you think? If you were successful on 10 seasons of a hit TV show, would you move on to a different career or keep that momentum with other acting projects? Definitely let us know in the comments. King Joffrey in Game of Thrones made a huge impact, to say the least. Friends, there's going to be a spoiler in about 5 seconds, so if you haven't watched Game of Thrones but plan to, you should probably stop now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we all watched Joffrey die his gruesome death by poison, but let's be honest, none of us really shed a tear for the sicko tyrant anyway. There are very few actors who can make such insane impact in the way that actor Jack Gleeson did with his role on Game of Thrones.
One word, and I hit you again.
I'm telling Mother.
He had us all on the edge of our seats, and we for sure thought this would be the beginning of a stream of TV and film roles for Gleeson. Well, at just 21 years old, he decided, I'm gonna retire from acting now that I've made my mark. And he said that the Hollywood life just wasn't for him, which makes us as viewers super sad considering what a brilliant, talented actor he truly is. Friends, let's talk about MC Hammer. Unlike some other entertainers on this list, MC Hammer leaving music wasn't particularly a choice. The famed Can't Touch This superstar fell on hard times, even bankruptcy, which put what seems like a permanent hold on his music career. Even though he had super successful records even before that song, it just wasn't enough to keep the artist afloat through those difficult times. Interestingly enough, he turned to ministry, which has been his path now for a good amount of time. It's always interesting when a belief system can completely change the course of someone's life, especially someone who has been in the spotlight like he has. Well, we're hoping that the person who once kept us entertained with his catchy songs has found a thriving career in ministry. Ready for the kicker?
Here's Johnny.
The Shining is one of the best horror/thriller films ever. I mean, it's a legit classic. But the child actor who left such an imprint in the hearts and minds of millions of viewers is no longer an actor these days. Yeah.
Oh, come on!
Friends, Danny Lloyd decided he no longer wants to continue in the acting world, despite his insane success as Danny Torrance. The actor then went on to be, ready for this? A farmer. Yes, you heard that right. From Hollywood fame to growing and tracking crops, this actor turned farmer surprised us with his switch up. Though, don't get us wrong, it's an equally respectable career choice. He seems to be multi-talented on multiple levels, considering he then went on to be a college professor and is shaping young minds everywhere now. Pretty awesome. Well, friends, we hope you learned a few new things about your favorite stars and what they've been up to since leaving their roles as entertainers. Tell us, what do you think about the various careers they've gone on to pursue? And do you know of other famous actors or musicians who have a similar story? Leave us a comment below. As usual, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell as we bring you more juicy info, gossip, and speculation about the shows and stars you know and love. Until next time!